Hello, gorgeous lady. Welcome back to Higher Self and I, the podcast. I am super excited that you're here today, and I'm actually recording in a brand new location. So I thought the last location was fleeky, but we have taken it up another notch with plants and branding walls behind me. I didn't actually colour these walls. It just so happened that that was the case. So if you don't want just the podcast in your ears and you want to actually watch the video of me recording the podcast, head on over to YouTube. It will be launching at the same time as the podcast goes out, and you can watch the video of me talking to you in your ears as well as with your eyes. So welcome back to Higher Self and I. Today we are going to be talking about stepping into those higher cash months. And one of the things a lot of my ideal clients say before working together is that they're actually really scared of who they will become when they start stepping into those higher cash months. And thoughts around who does she think she is usually one of the most predominant beliefs that we have to break through in order for them to move to that next level. There's something around the arrogance or the thoughts and the feelings behind making a lot of money, behind having a lot of money, behind creating a lot of wealth, but behind living the life of experiences and travel and things that you want to do, that almost comes with this collective belief that you turn into a dickhead, that you turn into a monster. And there's so many beliefs that come with that, you know, whether it's rich people are idiots, or people who have a lot of money are horrible, or the devil, or whatever that is as you were growing up. These start to bleed into your business and actually is a belief that can stop you from really wanting to step into those higher months. And what I want to talk about today is how you can actually, one, break through that belief and not be scared of who you will be if you were to make those higher cash months, but actually reframe it in, it's not the money that changes you as a person. It's not the physical money that's going to change you as a person. You get to decide what that looks like. You choose your behavior. You choose your thoughts. You choose your feelings. So actually, I want to have a look at that today from that point of view, really getting through the beliefs and making sure that stepping into the higher cash months, if that's what you want in your life and in your business, feels safe. Because if it doesn't feel safe, you ain't going anywhere. You will continuously go around on maybe the same income, feeling capped, feeling stagnant. However it feels right now, it's probably because it feels unsafe. So what I tend to see within my ideal clients is that the higher cash months, they're beginning to pick up, right? You've got this feeling of, oh my God, everything I ever wanted is coming true. You're creating the impact online, you are bringing in more ideal clients, you are really stepping into the authority in the space, you're playing bigger than ever. And then that fear of who you're going to become when you make those high cash months brings you back down to reality. And actually the thoughts and the feelings around that will then turn you to procrastination. It turns you to maybe changing up your strategy. Again, when we knew the strategy was working in the first place, maybe it looks like knowing what you need to be doing, but doing everything but that. Hands up if we've been there. I know I've been there a lot. And, you know, yes, the fears are common, especially when we're playing with big numbers that are not normal, that are not anyone else's normal around you. It starts to feel that you start to feel that fear coming into fruition and actually playing out in your reality of lack of action, lack of trust in yourself, and actually lack of wanting to move into that. And I really found this because I grew up with a very beautiful, you know, upbringing. However, I'd not been around a lot of people who were making a lot of money. I hadn't had that experience. I hadn't had the kind of, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it to believe it, to be honest. And when I started making the money that I make in the business, it felt really unnatural to me. And I remember I used to share the amount that I was making, even with my dad, and he'd be like, well, what the hell are you going to do with all of that? You know, that was the response that I was getting purely from the conditioning around me. And actually, when we can't see to believe it, it feels really unsafe to step into it. And when we when we go through those thoughts and feelings, and when we kind of feel the pressure that we shouldn't, quote unquote, shouldn't be making that much money, or what are you going to do with it? Or, oh God, look at Becky, well, she's making all this money now. You know, I had a lot of things said to me from external people. Oh, well, you can buy that because you're making 20K months, was an actual thing that someone said to me in the DMs once. But all of these things started to collate, and I was like, wow, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be making this amount of money. Maybe I shouldn't be stepping into these high months. Maybe that shouldn't be my reality, when actually that was maps of the world, that was stories, that was beliefs of other people, not mine, but I was taking them on as myself. So let's dive in to how we can really nurture the subconscious mind, how we can really nurture that next level of ourselves, that next level of income, that next level of wealth, to really allow it to be safe and feel safe for you to create those high cash months. Now, when I say high cash, that can be whatever that freaking means to you, whether it's 100K, whether it's 5K, whatever that means to you, and really stepping into that. So, first of all, I want you to create an evidence bank. Now, the subconscious mind is continuously looking for evidence to support the thoughts that you are thinking. And this works in good and bad ways, because when we're thinking certain thoughts of, I'll never make that amount of money, my business will never grow, I'll never become the person that I want to be, my vision board will never come to reality, the subconscious, or the RAS system, the reticular activated system, goes, okay guys, we're in. We've got to find all the evidence to prove that that thought is true. The more you think it, the more evidence they find, the more the neural pathway grows and builds and builds and builds. And lo and behold, you're like, well, I've thought that thought, and then this has happened, so told you so. How many times has that happened where you've actually thought a thought that's not serving you, you've seeked evidence subconsciously, and it's happened, and you've gone, well, I knew it. I bloody knew it. Well, of course you knew it, because you made that come into your reality by using the thoughts, and then the RAS created evidence to support that. So if we know that that happens with the thoughts that don't serve us, I wonder what happens with the thoughts that do serve us. Let me tell you, exactly the same. So if you're thinking the thoughts of, I am learning to hold that amount of money, I am learning that that amount of wealth comes naturally to me, it is safe for me to make X amount, it is safe for me to have this amount of impact, it is safe for me to sign this amount of clients, your RAS, your reticular activated system, will go about to find the evidence to support it. Now, when we don't have evidence, physical evidence around us, or we haven't had evidence of a new belief before, we have to go and freaking seek it out. And this is why I talk about modeling so often, really looking at the people who have got what you want, the people who are doing what you're doing, the people who are earning the amount of money that you're earning, and showing your subconscious, hey, look, she's got what I want. She's making the amount of money that I want to make. She's serving the clients. She has the course. She has the business structure that I want. Look at how she's handling it. Look at how safe she is. And I mean, if you can, talk to these people, ask these people questions. If you have someone that you look up to in this industry, or, you know, you have a celebrity maybe that you look up to, a business owner, get their biography, go and find out things about them, create that evidence bank that makes your subconscious go, oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, I believe it can happen. I believe it can happen to them because I can physically see it. What do I need to do to close that gap? Now, there might be some things where you look at that person and you go, you know what? I believe that they can have it. I see that they've got it, but actually I don't believe it. I can have it myself. And that's where you've got to do the subconscious belief work that I do with my one-to-one clients. That's where that comes in to really bridge that gap. If you're looking at them going, wow, they've got what I want and I know I can freaking have it too, use that in your evidence bank, because where you can see to believe it, that's when it becomes possible for you. If we have the right subconscious foundations in place. So who is in your circle? Who's making the high cash months? Who is in your circle who's having the amount of impact that you want to have, who is in your circle, who has the followers that you want to have, whatever that looks like, even if they're just someone that you watch on stories or watch on YouTube or listen to on a podcast. Listen to what they're saying, but more than listen to learn, listen how they say things about themselves. How are they conducting themselves? How are they looking after themselves? How are they looking after their health, their mindset? What sort of things are they doing to be able to hold it? Then you can really start to see, okay, well, she really looks after her mindset. So that must be a real big piece of her being able to hold it. How are they handling it? Do they look safe? And keep telling your subconscious, hey, they look pretty safe to me. I think we might be okay. Like, let's move into it. And start collating the evidence for your subconscious and see to believe that it's possible for them, so it's possible for you. First thing I want you to do. So whether that looks like a physical evidence bank in your notes app or in your Google Drive, or if it looks just like a bank in your head, just a visual bank in your mind where you go like, hey, subconscious, I know you're kicking off right now. But remember the girl that we just looked at on Instagram? She looked pretty safe and she's got what I want. So we can have it too. Number one. Number two, when you're moving into high cash months and making that feel safe and making that feel accessible and making that feel okay that you're not going to turn into this big monster, shift the monetary focus. I've said this in quite a few podcasts and quite a few stories that I've done on Instagram. I actually shifted away from creating monetary goals probably over a year ago now. And when I did that, when I didn't put that pressure on, when you're launching and you're like, right, I want to make 5K in this launch. And then you make 4,999 and you're like, well, that's it. The launch was a failure. That was shit. I can't launch again because I didn't hit my goal. It was just adding this horrible pressure of never enoughness onto me. And actually, when I set the monetary goal, I would just sabotage myself. So I like to keep it open to what other focuses I can put it on instead. One for me is impact. The reason why impact is so important to me, and I know probably important to a lot of you who listen because we are very similar in that way, is because I started this business to have an impact on the world. I started this business to be able to show people how to use their subconscious mind to get what they want, how to show their subconscious mind to be able to step into the reality that they desire. And actually, when I've shifted away from the money, which the entrepreneur space is constantly putting on us every single day, you see 10K, 15K, 20K, 100K, and I do this in my marketing as well. When you're getting that pressure from kind of you're subconsciously consuming as you scroll through Instagram, you think that that's the only way that you can focus on. That's the only thing you can focus on. However, with a lot of my clients, I go, right, okay, how many lives do you want to impact this month? How many people do you want to bring in this month? And yes, it still equates to the same monetary value that you probably would have worked out, but it's actually shifting the monetary focus because the high cash months have come in from the people that you've served, and they're more fucking important than the money to me. So really starting to shift the focus. Are you hoping to create more opportunities for yourself, for your family, for the investments that you'll go on to make, for the community that you're building? Really staying focused on these deeper motivations and really staying aligned to your values is going to help you navigate the challenges of high earning, because actually it really shifts you into a different dimension. For me, that's exactly what happened. Last one today is money is not the changer of you. And I think this comes in a lot when we see and have been conditioned to what people with money do. All the stories that you used to hear growing up. And I know there's many, many stories out there, but money has this weird connotation on it that we're all going to turn into absolute idiots when we have it. And that's not the case, because you get to choose what you make the higher cash months mean. And it's important to remember that making money does not have to change you as a person. It really doesn't. And you can remain true to yourself, to your values, to your passion, to the impact you're having, to everyone around you as you pursue greater financial success. And I know you. I know if you've got me in your ears right now that you do have the passion and the drive to help people. And that's more important. The money doesn't have to change you. You make that mean something if you make that mean something. So really just have a think of the impact that you could make if you made more money. Have a think of the more people you could serve if you made more money. Think of the team members you could take on if you were bringing in more higher cash months. Those sort of things will change and make more impact in your business. The money doesn't physically have to change you. And I really want you to remember that. So let's rewind. First of all, I want you to create an evidence bank. What you see, you believe. So see within the people around you, who are they? What are they doing? How are they handling it? How are they making it feel safe for them? Number 2, shift the monetary focus. It's very easy to fall into how much money you're making versus how many people you're serving, how many people are coming into your courses, how many people are watching your content. Make it about that. Make it about them, not about you. And the last one, money is not the changer of you. You get to decide. Making more money does not have to change who you are as an individual, your values, your passion, your impact, yourself. It doesn't have to change that. So I hope this has created some safety around being able to step into those higher cash months. If there's still a disconnect with you being able to really believe that, that's where I come in as your coach. And drop into the DMs if you've got any questions around working together one-to-one. I've got 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month at the moment. And there's a couple of spots opening up for the end of April. So I'll see you on the next episode. Go and do these 3 exercises, and I love you lots.